Saturday morning and we're in Pierre, South Dakota. We've got a 10-hour drive to Hutchinson, Kansas now. On the trip so far we've seen antelope, deer, prairie dog or coyote, hawks. And the interesting thing about deer is they seem to have no respect for your personal space. And seeing, you know, all the deer out on the plain and all that, and it makes me think of the film Bambi in a completely different way, because like Bambi's mum had to die really, because she'd have just taught Bambi to hang around on the roadside and then just run out in front of trucks when they're going at 70 miles an hour. So she had to die. She had to die.
It's amazing how you made me feel so bad about myself. I'm moving up, I'm pushing on. Now I want to better myself. Did you know you hurt me when you treat me so mean? And I thought of leaving, but then who would have me? And every time you said that everything would end up alright, never matched your mood the way you make me feel. It's amazing how you make me feel so bad about myself. I'm moving up, I'm pushing on. Now I want to better myself.
Well, I guess I would start at the beginning. I was a pop music, classic rock guy.
We may have a love connection here.
Back at 2 and 2.
But I was watching the movie License to Drive, really horrible movie with the recently deceased Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. But in the movie, he borrows his grandfather's car, and it only has 8-track tape player, and it's full of, the glove box is full of Frank Sinatra 8-track tapes, and they're playing these songs. And it was like just opened up a new world of music to me, and I immediately bought like the Reprise. Very best years Sinatra, and had all of his like the most swingingest stuff he'd done to date really. And I just started like consuming Sinatra and all other, I mean I like Mel Torme and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., Louis Prima, all of the swing guys. Well, yeah, I mean, so I just really got into it, and just listening to all that music, just, I don't know, it was just the kind of music that I like to listen to. And it was right when I was getting into college, and I just, no one else was listening to it, I guess, was part of the thing. It was like, I always want to be different, I guess, so that's what I was listening to. Just got into, fully developed it into a love of Sinatra, collecting stuff, but just swing music in general is just singing it, listening to it, whatever. It's just such a powerful type of music, I guess.
And how has it inspired the music that you do?
Well, it's kind of interesting because I started playing guitar about 12 years ago, and I still can only play a few songs in that swing stuff. And actually, it's easier on ukulele, just because jazz chords are easier to play on ukulele than they are on guitar because there's only 4 strings. So I started exploring that a little, but in the beginning it was like the only thing I can kind of play is country music, and I kind of turned it towards that. I tried to do the Bob Wills stuff because Bob Wills was country swing and western swing, so that was kind of an avenue I thought I could do, but it's just as western swing is just as hard as straight jazz, honestly. I think maybe even a little harder because the chords aren't really chords. They're just like you're just moving. I don't know. They're like there's not a straight major chord in western swing as far as I'm concerned. So I said, kind of looking into ukulele, I've gotten to where I can play a few more Sinatra songs. I can play "Fly Me to the Moon" and stuff like that on there, and then the whole like almost ukulele genre, like Tin Pan Alley songs. A lot of that jazzy stuff.
So do you know the theory side of things?
Yeah, I do.
In
fact, I kind of obsessed on that a little bit when I started, and so if I think about it, I can tell you why it's an E11 or a suspended fourth or any of that. But it doesn't make it any easier to teach your fingers to move into that chord quickly. But it's nice to know, without a chord chart form, I can say. It's also interesting on ukulele because if you ever look at it, it's like any of the major sixths are generally going to be a minor seventh to the third, I think. No, to the sixth. If it's a major sixth, it will also be the minor seventh of that key's sixth. So like a C6 is an A minor 7.
Yeah.
So it's interesting on ukulele that way. So
did you know that as the theory, or did you just figure that out as a pattern when you played it?
I kind of learned that as a pattern, and then I went and looked at the theory, and it was like, oh, it works.
When I hear jazz,